go to Kickstarter. Look up Tracy Queen, Volume 1. If you can, it would be great if you could back it. If you can't, or if you can and you want to be super helpful, share it with the world, because I am kickstarting my very first sex-positive, feminist, pulp sci-fi graphic novel. Thanks, Tracy. And Tracy Queen, who it's written about, she's right there. She's kind of a big deal. She's in chat right now. She is promoting the Kickstarter. Thank you, Tracy. We are about a week and a half out from the end of the Kickstarter. We have a lot of room left to go. Right now I think we're at like right around 30% funded. So we've got a long way to go in a week and a half. But here's the thing. I think we can do it. Because this book is like, I said this before, but this book is important. I really believe in it. I've never written anything that I felt this strongly about before in my life. It's important because it tells a story it tells a story that isn't the type of story that usually gets told. It's about a complicated, complex, difficult, problematic woman who tries her damnedest to be the best that she can be, and that involves her having a lot of sex. And I think that stories about women who have a lot of sex and own it and love it and feel empowered by it are freaking terrifying to the world. Many of us who are the products of Western culture have been taught that women who do sex work must be broken because they're clearly being manipulated and forced into this line of work by some man who controls their sexuality. And that's just, it's sad. You know, it's very sad. And that can be true, but very often it's not. And I think that we're told that that's always true because the idea of a woman who owns her own sexuality and has made a decision to flaunt it and to profit on it, and to actually, like, in many cases, use, like, sort of exploit the people who think they're exploiting her for her own gain. That narrative is terrifying. It is so scary to sort of the establishment that, you know, wants us to be ashamed of our sexuality. And it is so scary that those stories don't get told. You know, most of the stories that we hear in media, in pop culture, about people who do sex work are depressing. You know, they're sad. This poor victimized person. And again, you know, it's not that doesn't happen. It does, and that's terrible. That our sexuality is that our sexuality makes us so vulnerable that we can be taken advantage of because of it. But I think that there are a lot of people who don't feel that way about their sexuality, and their stories aren't being told. And I think it's really important. You know, it's important to know that that's possible, that there are the Stormy Danielses of the world out there. And so I think that Tracy Queen, because it's a comic book, you know, it has the ability to reach a lot of people who wouldn't normally necessarily interact with this type of story. And it can get the story that, you know, you don't have to be broken to do sex work, and that a lot of people who do sex work are freaking awesome people who love their lives. Also, you know, there's like cyborgs and sex, and there's a talking raccoon, and I mean, it's a fun story. It's funny. It's enjoyable. And I think the world needs it. So anyway, okay, that's enough of me talking about my own project, but I really do believe in it. So if you can go check out the Kickstarter and give us a boost, that would be freaking fabulous. We could definitely use it. Yeah, and I guess that's about it. So the next